Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome to another edition of Crabbing McCoffee, also known as Aries Guy Rita Lee. I'm Rita. If you're new to the channel, hit the like, subscribe, and thumbs up button. If you're a comer backer, welcome back. So I have some more news for you on the intel this morning. It was pretty bad. So this morning, Higgins emailed me about something about the FBI is working on something about propaganda and school shootings. We're not going to get to that right away, but I will say right now is not the time to worry about some bullshit propaganda crap. You all have to listen to this Tildor message, and he said, I have to come here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble. Well, that's what makes two of us, Tildor. Prep like your ass is on fire, period. Ding, 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 ding. School is now in session, by the way, everyone, so let's get to it. What does this mean exactly? What's going on that changes things? Well, last night I talked about North Korea saying prepare for war. Intel came in that Iran might back up Russia soon. So think about that. Next on the list is simple. Simple is as simple does. You need to prep because what I'm about to tell you is very scary. Now, if you have $1,000, you can invest in food, water, and potassium iodide tablets. That's what you focus on. You don't focus on a portable TV because it might not be useful. A lot of people say the scanner won't be useful, but guess what? A handheld scanner and handpans are going to be more useful than a portable TV. So think about that, preppers. So Higgins emailed me and he said something. This isn't about me. It's not about me. This is about all of us as a whole, okay? Now, he made a good point for his statement. You know what? I'm going to give you guys a briefing on everything this morning, and then you guys can basically take it for a grain of salt like you usually do because you don't care. You think government will diffuse war. Government's going to diffuse the whole situation, raise the debt ceiling. Black swan event's going to happen because the debt ceiling ain't going to be raised. The government doesn't want to raise it. That's the truth. The government's just waiting for something, you know. So let's get down to the news first of all. So I sent Higgins a report this morning, and the report was pretty scary. I also sent it to moderator Zoe. And you know, I get news. I was up till 4 a.m, so I got 5 hours of sleep. And let me just tell you, between then and then, I was following all the news feeds and putting together notes for this video. Now, I could be working on, well, actually, I got to work on that real quick before Chloe gets back because I have to, as you can see, I got some notes here on a clipboard I'm working on, some papers. Probably do it a little later. Haven't gamed at all yesterday. I was setting up scanners and doing prepping work and more prepping work and more prepping work. I didn't have time for games, so. So you guys are wondering what I'm doing. I'm writing a letter to Chloe's therapist so she can start working on the problems at hand. Okay. Now, problem is we got a problem here. Big problem. A major problem. And that is Russia made threats today. Again. No, the Russian threats are pretty bad. Now, let me just tell you what the Russian threats say, okay? Russian embassy in London warned the United Kingdom against providing Ukraine with fighter jets, saying that such a move would have military and political ramifications for the whole world. He's basically saying, you send planes, we use nukes. You send planes, we use nukes. You see? That's the first part of the context. Then he says, I'd like to remind officials in London such a scenario as the bloody harvest of the next wave of escalation, as well as the resulting military and political ramifications for the European continent, and the entire world should weigh heavy on its conscience, the embassy said. So they're saying you give fighter planes, we're using nukes. You see where I'm going with this? So no longer do you have Russia threatening nukes. But you got China, who's just sitting back in the background, planning carefully. And you got North Korea saying prepare for war. So you got Russia at war, North Korea preparing for war, and China preparing for Taiwan. So you got 3 different battlefronts. And this is why I keep telling you guys to keep on prepping. Prep like your ass is on fire, because this ain't going to get any better. It's going to get worse to the point of no return. And I love Brother Higgins dearly. He needs to realize that sending me an article about the FBI, yes, we know the FBI is corrupt, okay? The entire fucking government's corrupt, okay? Both parties are corrupt. But you have Zelensky going from UK to France to any other country he can muster to get freaking airplanes. Literally airplanes, all right? UK is already going to train them on the F-16 Falcons and probably F-18 Hornets and F-22 Raptors. So think about it. We're going to give them, right now it's Falcons because that's what NATO uses. But think about it. Think about it, my friends. Well, they're basically escalating this. Now, I talked to a moderator today, okay? As I usually do. And the moderator and I talked about what the hell is going to happen for the future, So, basically what it means is you guys need to prep like your ass is on fire. Basically, we got a big situation brewing, and it ain't good. It is pretty much bad to the point of no return. Because think of Russia, for example. Russia is literally threatening nukes. This is something that's you got to worry about. You don't need to worry about. You don't need to worry about anything else. You need to worry about what's coming down the pipe. You see, country is going down the toilet really fast. And because of it, Americans need to realize that this ain't our war. This is someone else's war. Zelensky is rattling his saber trying to get free tanks, free whatever else. Now he wants airplanes, missiles, and tanks. And he claims today in a speech that he was going to win the war, and anyone aggressives, big or small aggressors, will be dealt with. Thing is we're going to a place where our debt ceiling ain't raised. We got a homeless problem. We got a mental health problem. We got so much on our plate at home that we can't go and basically give our arsenal to a war. I said it once, I said it many times. If we just let Ukraine lose, that'll be the end of it. We don't need to supply tanks. We don't need to supply missiles. We don't need to supply bombs. We don't need to supply weapons. I mean, think about it. The American people, they're literally tired of seeing Biden turn around and say we support him. They're not NATO. Let NATO stay out of this. It's not our job and NATO's job to police Ukraine or police Russia. Our job is to leave Russia alone. Our job is to leave Ukraine alone. If any other country wants to invest money in, like European Union, let them. It's the European Union's money. It ain't our money. Our money we don't even have. We have a homeless problem. we have a mental health problem. And you heard Biden's speech last night. We need to put more money into mental health. Really? The mental health system's fucking broken. What you need to do is think closely and carefully. Look at me, for example. I live in a situation where Chloe's got a temper like a firebrand. And yet, you see it from my point of view, the mental system's broken. You see it from Zoe's point of view, the mental health system's broken. Zoe's completely right, too. We can't even contain our own homeless problem. How can we contain Ukraine? And yet we keep just sending more money to Ukraine, more money to Ukraine, more money to Ukraine. And yet the answer is not to send more money to Ukraine. The answer is to send money not to Ukraine. Plain and simple. We don't need to send Ukraine more money. What we need to do is take care of ourselves before things happen. I mean, look. The Republicans were trying to save face last night about the frickin' cutting Social Security and Medicare. That's on their agenda, but they're not going to say that because they don't want to piss off their constituency because of the 2022 elections. You know. Think about it. Americans are going to be losing more lives than World War II. There's going to be billions lost if they decide to use nukes. And the reason for this is because they're using the nuke card. Oh, our sovereignty is going to be invaded. Really? You invaded Ukraine, okay? That's Ukraine sovereignty. I don't see you going in and taking Poland, Czechoslovakia, Lithuania, Estonia, Moldova, Azerbaijan, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Mongolia, or Nepal. No, you guys had those. They are now sovereign countries. They're under their own constitution. And yet, you look at China. Oh, we had the intel came out. The intel came out and said, we're sending balloons to Africa. We're sending balloons to Europe. We're sending balloons to Asia. We're sending balloons to North and South America. Why Australia? Why? I mean, if the Australians had it, they should shoot the damn thing down. But no, that's okay. It's just a weather balloon in their opinion. You know, the whole weather balloon that the government is literally sitting there saying this is a new spy program. They're basically diverting the tactics too. Look over here while we do something else over here. And think of it. They're basically making this. We shot a weather balloon down most likely, but they're making it up that it's a giant balloon of spying, you know. Because of it, it's pretty bad. Hey, Chloe, what's up? You bought one?
Treasure House gave it for free.
Okay.
And we got a new leash, new harness, new collar for Moppy.
Really?
Yeah. There. Go through it when I have smoke. It's all in here. He's got new stuff in here.
What about dog food?
Yeah. Here.
Cool.
I thought you'd try that, the fish stuff. Oh, and I got him this too, put on him. I'm not sure if it'll fit him, but still, look at it. He can carry some stuff.
Outward hound. Hey, that's pretty cool. Little bag for him. So he's got a little bag for Moppy now. So, you know, point is that's really cool. Look at this. This is some Red Barn fish whole grain ocean recipe. That's dog food for you. Come here, son. You're not going to get away. You got to talk. Everyone, prepare like your life depends on it. And make sure you get lots of dog food and dog treats for your little fluffy friends. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come here. What's up, Grumpo? Huh? What's up, Grumpo Pot? Grumpo Pot, huh? You're like me. You're a grumpy old... I'm an old lady. You're a grumpy old man. This is my son. 13 years old. He's my child. Think of my little child. Isn't he cute? What is it, huh? So, anywho, you guys got to prep like you have a pair because, frankly, it's not going to get any easier. Every day is going to be the same thing. Prep for nuclear war. Prep for the banking collapse. I mean, has anyone seen the Dow Jones? It hasn't rang the bell yet. The Dow Jones was down a half a percentage point today. 207 points. It's going down today. And then you'll have to see why. After Fed speakers. So the Fed speaks and it goes down 200 points. You see? Prepare for the black swan event and or war. I mean, think about it. You got North Korea threatening, rattling their saber. Now, they could be saying prepare for war to unify South Korea, but we're not going to give them South Korea. They could be working to back up Russia, which would be really bad. They could be working to back up China. Iran's going to get involved eventually. Any country that's a dictatorship / communism, they're going to go and back up whoever they need to because they think, and this is the other thing, they think that communism works or socialism works, communist socialism. It doesn't work. Communism doesn't work, and yet we support communism by giving our designs and plans to China, Vietnam, and other countries to make our products. My scanners came from Vietnam. I actually laughed last night about it, but the problem is it is what it is, you see. So the American people need to realize that we're supporting communism by giving them business. And so we outsource everything to communist countries. So does Europe, so does Australia, so does Africa, so does Asia. I mean, last time I heard it was Japan and Thailand is a non-communist country. Vietnam and China's communist. I think Nepal's under communist. Then you got Mongolia that might be under communist. Then you have Laos and Cambodia that's under communist. You got Myanmar that's under communism. You got Indonesia under communism, apparently. So you got all these countries under communist. Cuba. It doesn't work. They take all the stuff and then give you peanuts, and the state controls everything. We're going down that path too, but think about it. Point is we have to cripple our own people first. So, what are they doing? They're trying to do gun control. They're trying to do socialized medicine. They're trying to do socialized medical plans. They're trying to do everything socialized. They're trying to keep the people down. Think about it. Think about it, people. The 1934 Act allows anyone to monitor the airwaves. You don't have to talk on the airwaves, but now they want to make it digital encryption. Why? My milking glows. Hi, hey, how have you been? I'm okay, thank you, milking. They're basically trying to cut out and make everything encrypted, so you can't use encryption. They're trying to encrypt police, fire, EMS. They don't care about NASCAR. They don't care about the airports. They don't care about some military things, but they want everything encrypted. They claim it's the safety of officers and firemen and EMS and police. Bullshit. What they're doing is they're saying that we don't trust the American people who's at home, sitting at home, doing their administrative duties, prepping, and listening to the scanner, seeing what's going on in this miserable world. Yeah, that's what it is. And if something does happen, people say to me, Rita, do you have any suggestions for scanners? I do. Now, if you're at home and there's no power outages, you want a Trunk Tracker 3, as long as your area says it. Go to Radio Reference. They'll tell you what's in your area. I'm using analog and digital. I'm picking up things from Canada. My digital scanner is picking up from 8 counties. My Trunker scanner, the one that's programmed for it, because a unit isn't so easy to program, is picking up 4 counties. So the analog's picking up 4 counties, the digital's picking up 8 counties. You do the math, people. I mean, literally, this is literally basically putting the pieces together, you know. Now, Radio Shack, GRE, and Whistler's making their scanner so complicated that unless you buy a scanner that is zip code enabled, you're not going to be able to get it programmed. The zip code enabled, in my opinion, is the best way to go for scanners where you can pick up anything and everything, you know. I mean, you know, Higgins asked me last night, you know, literally, he asked me, what am I not picking up? I'm picking up the naval reserves. I'm picking up the naval yards. I'm picking up the airports. I'm picking up the Marine bands. This thing has been going nonstop since I turned it on this morning. And once I get a higher bound antenna, it's going to pick up even more. So to me, the antenna is a prepping tool that's going to be used every day for prepping needs. Now you say, well, what about communications? I'm working on that. The FRS radios don't work. So what am I doing? I'm going to test out GMRS radio soon, which means GMRS radio is next on the list. But you got to keep prepping. You got to keep doing what you need. You know. You know, there we go. So, point is you got to look at the big picture here. How are you milking lulls? Yeah, milking lulls. Yes, how are you doing today? If you look at the big picture, people, you got to ask yourself, how much are you willing to prep? A lot of people think, oh, what's the point of prepping? You know, each person has their own way of prepping. I talked to Mama Pee-wee and Mama Fanny. You know, we don't know anything about food powders. You know, someone, moderator Zoe went and got some peanut butter powder. She tested it, and she's going to probably buy some more. But she also said it's what she wants. So it's what you use that counts. Now, people could sit there and say, oh, that's not good. Well, guess what? You add a little water. The only thing I tried to correct her on was if your water is contaminated in the tap, you better have enough water in your gallon jug to fix it, you know. You better have the water on hand. So my thing is Higgins did a prepping thing for me the other day, thanks to Higgins, totaling up the total of the spreadsheet that I had sent him just to show him the spreadsheet, and he put it in PDF form, which I'm still trying to figure out how to get it to you guys. It's a spreadsheet PDF on you know, on everything that's semi-essential, non-essential. Mostly the essential items are food, water, potassium iodide tablets, and a can opener. Everything else I think would probably be more likely luxury to a point. Fire, structure fire again. Nothing's going like crazy, you know. That's a Skagit, but it'll clear itself up once you get that antenna, you know. But yeah, I mean, literally. Why am I talking about this? I'll tell you why. Because frankly, you guys need to realize that the American people can't basically fund this war. What you need to do is move like you've got a pair. That's the truth. Truth is, Tildor's completely right. Black Swan events, just the caking. It's the war that's coming afterward that's going to really cripple this country to a point, because Americans say, quote unquote, and I speak for the Americans when I say it's not our war. It's like that one movie, Green Berets. This is a Vietnamese civil war. It's not our war. Let them have it. Well, think about it. It's basically like a Russian mini civil war. Russia wants to reunite Ukraine, saying it's them. We're saying it's not our war. Why should we dump over? We've dumped probably close to $500 billion in our own country's coffers into Ukraine. And what's it getting us? 1 year of bloodshed. And now we're thinking, UK is thinking of sending fighter planes. Now, let me tell you a story, okay, about the Ukraine fighter planes. Let's see what he says. Yeah, well, right now, milking loads. If you look at scanners, right now, currently, there's a website out there called Radio Reference. Radio Reference is a place. I'll give you the link in the live chat here for some of you. Radio Reference has got a frequency database, and you choose your state right here, and you choose your county right here, and this will turn around and tell you what counties is what, whether it be analog, conventional analog trunking, or digital. Now, like I said, with me, I say that get a scanner anyway, look at it and learn how to use it, because it'll be your best friend during a nuclear war or the Black Swan event, due to the fact that you'll have your news. Now, if the internet ain't broken during the Black Swan event, you'll get more information through your streaming services like YouTube, Peacock, etc. I pay for Peacock, so I get news every night if I wish. Last night I used Peacock for the State of the Union, and I'm telling you, it wasn't bad. So, but that's the entire database for that. They also have a database for Canada, apparently. My scanner is a database. So basically, all I do is I put a zip code into the database. It pulls up and everything. And because I've already programmed my scanner with well, let me see. Can I actually pull it up and share with you guys? Let me see if I can. For example, you guys say, oh, well, scanners are hard to program. Well, let me just say FreeScan is kind of more complicated than Sentinel, okay? Now, when it comes to Sentinel, right, let me just show you Sentinel, okay? Let me see if I can actually show you guys. Moppy! No. Hold on a sec, guys. Mop! Let me see. Let's go through the window. No! No, oofing. Okay, so Sentinel, let me see if I can actually show you Sentinel, because I'll show you something. Higgins probably doesn't know this. So, share screen, Windows. Here we go. So, as you can see here, right, this is the complete data banks, right? You see all this? This is the complete data links, okay? You got Skagit County, San Juan County, Whatcom County, Snohomish County, King County.
I introduced myself to a new neighbor in Vic's old place. She's a nice old lady. She had her grandchildren over and her daughter.
Did you take him yet?
I'm going to after an appointment. What time's the appointment?
3.
I'll take him soon.
So, I got to get an envelope, and I finished your letter. So, and anyways, you got like anything. You got federal things. You got.
There's a leash. There's a new harness.
You got railroads, state patrol, parks, fish and wildlife, emergency management, corrections, U.S. military, U.S. government, U.S. Coast Guard, tribal, Kitsap County, Island County, and Jefferson County, and Clallam County. Now, I could probably put in more, but this is the entire database right here. Let me just see if you guys can see that. So that is the entire database of every county and every system. And all I had to do is, let's just say, stop sharing. And that's that. So basically, that is basically my entire database currently on my scanner. So it's picking up 8 counties, basically, currently. I could probably tweak it to get Pierce County and other counties, but I need to get my antenna, which Amazon has shipped, which another gripe is you better get your prepping in order now. Get your orders in now. I've been actually ordering preps weekly now, not every month. I've been doing it weekly. And my next one is in 4 days for ordering again. Radiation would literally, if the radiation's high enough, the radiation would literally stop radio traffic. But radiation breaks down within 48 hours to 96 hours. Radiation will be gone, but it depends also on the type of bomb or what happened. Now, Chernobyl was like 36,000 rads an hour, which means they sent in a German robot. You guys got to see the movie Chernobyl, but they showed this robot, right? Remote controlled robot. In 1986, I think it was a new concept German invented. It was a robot from like West Germany or East Germany, and the robots got onto the roof, and then they drove it probably like 30 feet, and the robot went completely dead because the radiation of Chernobyl was so bad that it was leaking so bad that the robot completely died because of the radiation. The radiation dissolved, destroyed the, so what does that mean exactly? It means you guys got to prep. By the way, it also depends on your location, Milk. You see, radiation moves by wind. So say, for example, Seattle got hit, right? Seattle's 90 miles away. Chernobyl said that radiation traveled as far as Belarus. So you got to ask yourself, and that was just, different things. But you guys watching this channel, you guys need to realize that you got to prep, and you got to prep now. You don't need to sit there and wait because the government ain't going to bail you out. The government officials, they'll be in bunkers while you're basically scrambling. I mean, think of it. And when a nuclear missile goes off, they're going to give us 15 minutes or less to prepare for it. The question is, will you have time? No. That's why you prep now. You get your water. You get your milk powder. You get everything you use, Now, some moderators have said what we're looking at is a cyber attack, but I don't think so right now. At this form, that is like the last resort. I think what they're going to do is literally use the nukes. And I gave you the reason for it, and that is because today's news article was because of Russia saying if we supply airplanes. Now, remember what I said about Russia. When I said, we shouldn't be supplying airplanes, right? Well, let UK supply the airplanes. Let the European Union supply it, because the European Union supplies them airplanes and we don't. Our hands are somewhat clean. I mean, literally, my opinion is we gave tanks and the tanks burned. We could just make more tanks. Whereas with some planes, the planes would more likely be, quote unquote, a direct target against us. So instead of painting a target on our back, let the King of England and their Prime Minister of England and Scotland and Wales give them planes. Let the European Union give them NATO planes. Let NATO give them planes. Or let NATO let the European Union give them planes, leaving us out of it, because we can't afford to give $1 million planes. What's after airplanes? He's going to ask us to start a factory that makes submarines, frigates, destroyers, minesweepers, cruisers, aircraft carriers for the Ukrainian military. I mean, come on. What is he going to ask for next? I agree, Milking. I agree completely with your statement. I mean, they might have a half-life on the nuclear radiation, but also a nuclear bomb has to be replaced apparently every 12 to 15 years because of the high maintenance to maintain these supposed, as Patton called it, when someone said Germans were inventing super weapons. Yeah, well, these super weapons, these weapons aren't even honorable anymore. Dying on the battlefield, Patton said, was honorable. Push button rockets, push button missiles, push button bombs off of airplanes is not honorable. I mean, look, we had to literally stop Japan, so we dropped 2. Since then, it's getting to the point where everyone wants to be a bully now using the nuclear card. The United States used the nuclear card as a last resort. Yet Russia's like, you give airplanes, we nuke you. We give airplanes, we nuke you. We give you airplanes, we nuke you. Yeah, you see? They're literally saying, we give airplanes, we nuke you. Yeah, that's their thing. I mean, literally. The thing is, you got to look at it from a point of view from Vladimir. Vladimir's a dumbass. But Vladimir's not stupid. What Vlad's trying to do is provoke a preemptive attack. Then he can basically bring in his allies. But China knows the United States ain't going to sit there and take it. And for preventive or preemptive, that's the truth. The truth is in the pudding. The truth is in the pudding. The truth is in the pudding. Potassium iodide tablets. Water and food. That's what you guys need. You need to get your affairs in order. A lot of people sit there and say, oh, you need this and you need that. Let me put it this way. Remember the other day I talked about nuclear war, what would happen? First thing you need to do is turn around and literally make sure your hood vent is sealed and your bathroom vents so the radiation doesn't come down the pipe. If you have a wood stove, seal your pipes. If you have a fireplace, seal your fireplace. Just find a way to put a cap on it so, you don't use it, but you're not being radiated either. Even if you have to find a way to make a lead cap for your pipe, and as long as the lead doesn't get into your brickwork of your fireplace, you should be fine. I mean, literally, you got to ask yourself, how much are you going to? People don't realize this when they basically prepare for war. That's why they say the basement is the best part. But if you're in a basement and you have a stove in there, the radiation will go down your stove vent that vents out the smoke and the steam and the everything else. So think about it. You guys need to realize that it's not easy when you're thinking of these things. I'm a prepper. I literally sit here and I think about how to do prepping. I mean, look, last night Chloe came to me in a panic. She says, what do we do? And I said, with what? Well, about communication. That's the other thing we're working in. FRS radios do not work. The family radio system doesn't work. They're too short of range. They say they can work 15 miles, but that's if you have not one iota of blockage anywhere. Now, GMRS say they can work a long range if you have a longer range wattage, but again, it basically hinges on obstructions. Now, if you're on the road and you're using a CV radio, that's a different story. The point I'm trying to make for you people is you got to get prepping. You can't stand around and hope like hell Uncle Sam's going to hand you a handout. I mean, look at Uncle Joe last night. We need to put more money into the mental health system. We do. The mental health system is completely and thoroughly broken. By the way, you guys can see his head for once. Little bunny rabbit is eating. My point being for you preppers is you need to keep prepping. There's a preppers list. By the way, Milk, if you haven't seen the preppers list, highly recommended. I'll pull it up for anyone who's interested in prepping because this prepping video, the preppers list is done pretty much. I have to add a couple more items, but we have a preppers list on Amazon. And let me just say, if you're interested in buying something, please right-click on it because anything you add to cart from this preppers list will go to me, and I frankly don't want your preppers list, but I put anything in it that you can think of that you use for every day to hold yourself up in a prepping situation. Because that there will help you out immensely on anything you need from certain things. Remember, your main thing is food and water, but food's getting in short supply. Amazon can't keep filling the orders fast enough, so scalpers are now scalping the food. Scalpers are scalping everything else, but you got to realize that Amazon's cutting corners and everything is delayed. Now, let me tell you a story. I got some new prepping stuff coming in. Due in on Friday. Got some more planners, got some more food, got some stuff. It hasn't shipped yet. Just sitting there in limbo. Why? That's the thing. They say it's delivered in 2 days. What are they doing? Giving me 2 days shipping now because of it? It used to be ships once your order's processed, it's loaded up and sent out. But since they keep cutting corners because of it, and by the way, Amazon did cut their air fleet down, so they're not flying supplies anymore. So think about that. If you're going to use and buy prepping supplies, use Walmart pickup. Go shopping on Walmart. Pick up at Target. Ship from Target. There's other stores you can use besides Amazon, but you need to get your house in order. Because if you don't get your house in order, you're screwed. Everything requires time and patience. Time and patience. Think about it. Everyone around me turns around. And they say, oh, the government will help. Really? What happens when the government's in a bunker and we've been wiped out, basically, and there's no food banks, no military to drum around in a truck to deliver water and food, huh? I mean, think of it this way. Let me tell you a story. The United States got hit with a devastating earthquake. Do you really think, or something so deadly, do you think that other countries would send things? From what I remember, no country sent during Hurricane Katrina or Rita. We were on our own. But all of a sudden, Syria and Turkey get hit. We're sending food, water, and aid. And by the way, everyone, I want you to know something. Restraining order delivery. Now think of it this way. The American people turn around and they spend more money sending out of country. How many billions are we going to be sending to Turkey? How many billions are we going to be sending to Syria? But if we needed help, we don't get it. We're the country that's prospering, so we put the burden on the taxpayers, so the taxpayers can pay for other people's needs. Now, we might be a great Christian nation, but what's that mean for you? Nothing. It means your tax dollars, your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren is going to be taking the burden of this crap. That's what it is. Think about it. Think about it, people. Think about it with a passion. The American people need to realize that they are literally being burdened with other people's needs. And yet, the Republican Party is saying enough's enough. Yeah, enough is enough. Think about it. The government turns around and they're more worried about illegals and giving them a better life than they are about the current situation we're in. They're worried about protecting Ukraine because it's in the best national interest because Ukraine provides grain. Well, let's talk about grain supply for a second. People email me all the time. I haven't checked my email for my two things here, San Juan Island Prepper. I better do that real quick. But they say And the emails I've gotten every day, why are we paying huge amounts, $50, $60, $70, $80 for flour? It's because we don't grow flour in this country anymore. We don't actually grow much wheat. What we do use is used for whatever. A lot of people grow corn for ethanol and other things like popcorn, but we're importing corn, we're importing grains, we're importing, we're importing so much crap that it ain't funny. It is non-funny. It is the point where you guys need to realize that the American people are suffering. I mean, think about it. Think about it. Think about it from my point of view. I mean, things happen and things happen. But at the same time, what's going on in this world? There's organizations willing to help, but you got to put an effort into it. There's other things is you got to put an effort into prepping. They're not going to just you go to an organization, oh, I got no food. And they're like, sorry, we don't have any either because of the war. Or we don't have any because of whatever. I mean, think about it. The ramifications if they use nukes is going to be so high that you don't know what the outcome's going to be. Are you going to survive and end up with cancer? Or are you going to survive and end up with everything else? I mean, literally, think about it. Are you prepared in case the power goes out? Are you prepared for a banking collapse? Are you prepared for whatever? I mean, the American people need to realize that the government ain't going to bail them out. You have to bail yourself up. But if you're not even trying, then a lot of you are going to perish because you didn't prep. And you're like, oh, yeah, Rita's wrong. The government's going to take care of us. And then when the government doesn't take care of you, you're dying on the streets of radiation or hunger, or you were mauled or whatever else. I mean, think about it. You need to take care of your own needs. You can't just stand around flapping your gums and hoping like hell you can basically prepare for the worst. You got to do it yourself. I mean, look. Now, sometimes I think Tildor, one of our head commentators, sits there and says, he's right. He's here to tell you guys to get your act together. He's not the teacher's pet. That's Zoe's job. But the point is I'm working on prepping right now on some stuff while talking to you. And I'm telling you, it ain't easy to juggle everything and so forth and so on. I mean, literally. I mean, when I get done, I might have some time today, to play my farm game. I'm still winter, prepping in my winter time, and doing some mining. But right now, what am I doing? I'm here because it's getting to the point where I need to tell you to keep prepping. And you guys need to prep. If you're not prepping, what are you doing? You're sitting on your ass doing nothing. You're sitting on your ass hoping like hell Uncle Sam will... you got a lot of you people out there, and you're standing around, and you think the government is just going to magically keep us from going to war. I mean, think of it. Let me put it to you this way. For some of you dipshits out there, shitbirds, like Tildor would say, you rely on the government too much. It takes one fucking government official to open their chili hole, or one fucking politician to open their chili hole, or even our commander-in-chief to make an ass out of ourselves. And look what happens. We're at war with China. I mean, think of it. We blew up a balloon. China's not happy about it, but guess what? They're saying it's a weather balloon. We're saying it's a spy balloon. We have intel it's a spy balloon. Why? Because America really does not want to pay China back. They just want to basically bomb the crap out of China is what I think. I mean, literally, we blew it out of proportion. Might be a big old nothing burger, but the government ain't going to tell you it's a big old nothing burger. I mean, one of my moderators messaged me today saying that they thought maybe that whatever Trump did gave them intel in Korea and China and Russia, and that's why they're not afraid of us. You think about it. They're like, oh, if you're some planes, we use nukes. Well, my thing is let some other poor smuck of a country send them planes. I mean, think of it. Let me put it this way. I love moderator Tony, too. Hopefully Tony's fine. Hey, Tone, if you're watching this, hope you're doing fine, brother. Think of it this way. Tony's half his country should be targeted right now for even thinking about training troops for airplanes. We're not smart enough to send troops for airplanes. No, we're not. We're dumb enough. We're sending them training them on Patriot missiles and M1 Abrams tanks. Yeah, you got Panthers tanks coming, Challenger 2 tanks coming, and M1 Abrams coming. Training them on tanks now. And yet, now they're getting trained for airplanes. That's half the battle right there. We basically stuck a stick on it, and now UK is thinking of sending it. Well, UK sends here's what I would do. If I was the president of the fucking United States of America, my country, I would love to run, by the way. I would turn and tell Russia, we never suggested UK give airplanes or training. We said no. But UK said yes. So go paint a target on UK's back and let UK get nuked. Leave us alone. I mean, literally, I think Vlad would think I'm smart enough to know that that's the problem. I mean, I wouldn't get us in this war. I'd be like, look, Ukraine, you're not part of NATO. You want to be NATO. You want to basically go up against Russia. That's your business, not ours. We got enough problems with homeless, mental illness, freeloading bums, debt ceiling, everything else that our country's thriving on. And what are they doing? They're giving you news about, but not limited to, not talking about homeless, not talking about the debt ceiling. Biden says, oh, yes, we need to make it so insulin's $35 a vial. Yeah, whose expense? Taxpayers. Oh, we need to give high-speed internet that's faster than the current speed. See, in 10 years, he wants everyone to have 500 megabit per second internet speed. So he wants to give everyone free internet of 500 megs. Then when they get faster than 1 gig, he'll be like, in 15 years, we need to give internet at 1 gig. I mean, I know Higgins would love that, but you get the point is how much is it the taxpayers? No offense to Higgins, no offense to Pee Wee, no offense to Fanny, no offense to Zoe. But how many people, no offense to you, Tildor, but how many freaking people out there are going to be happy to basically be paying more money, by the way, in your tax revenue and tax collection and state taxes? I mean, the government turns around, and what is the government doing? The government's turning around, and what are they doing? They're giving you, the government, just seeing if any comments from Tildor. Nope. They're giving you the Democrats are saying, we're going to give internet to all rural communities. It's going to be fast, and the government's paying for it. Yeah, Ed, either the government's paying for part of it, and the other part is they're going to raise everyone that pays full price like me to cover some freeloading hobo that can't afford it, or Grandma Jones that can't afford it, free internet. And, they say, oh, well, she worked and paid her taxes. Yeah, she worked into Social Security. She worked into Medicare. She worked into those things. But did she work for free internet? No. They turn around and they say elderly need phone service. So what did they do? The Lifeline program used to be $15 a month. That's what I was paying in 2002. Then in 2005, the Lifeline program was $25 a month. Then in 2006, it was $30 a month. From 2006 to 2012, 13, it was like $45 a month. So they raised it. But then all of a sudden this pandemic comes and everything else under 2008, they decided to give free cell phone service with 500 minutes. But the elderly said that wasn't enough, and the disabled and the hobos. So they gave 1,000 minutes. They, again, not nearly enough. You, the taxpayers, paid for it. Now it's unlimited text, unlimited data. You know as well as I do, I use a freaking flip phone. This phone I used to use, but this phone, the screen's cracked, and this is cracked. I use it for Google Voice only or Discord calls. Wi-Fi only. Why am I not bought a new one? Because I don't need one. It's not in the cards. What's in the cards? What's in the cards is you to prep. You got to sit around and look around, right? Someone said to me the other day, "Oh, you need a new briefcase." I do? I thought my briefcase was fine, in my opinion. Right, so he's got dog biscuits, food in a can, veterinary supplements, more veterinary supplements, a new leash, and a new harness. Oh, well, I guess Moppy made out like a bandit today, eh? So, I just got to finish this real quick, seal it. There we go. So, point being is, think about it this way, preppers. Are you going to stand around and wait for the government to come in, or are you going to freaking use your preps? Chloe's leaving tomorrow morning off island, so that gives me a long prepping video for you, unless I'm busy talking to my moderators in Discord. We have a Discord channel for that. Isn't this cute? Moppy's got a little bag he can carry with him. So that just leads me to order his new coat, which is coming in. The monks are sending it shortly. That's another thing I'm waiting for. But my point is think about it from my point of view. My point of view is you preppers need to keep prepping because it ain't going to get any easier. It's going to get worse. It's going to get worse to no end, and you guys need to keep prepping now. You need to rotate your food, buy what's needed, because eventually food's going to go up. There's another reason why you're prepping while you're waiting, and that mentality is this. When you sit there and say, "What are we prepping for, Rita?" Prepping, first of all and foremost, for higher inflation. Second reason you're prepping is natural disasters. Third reason you're prepping is for the Black Swan event and nuclear war, which could go side by side. But you guys don't think about that. What do you guys think about? You think Uncle Sam's going to bail you out, or Uncle Sam's going to use diplomacy. Remember what I said, it takes one guy to do something wrong. Now look at China. They're scrambling around trying to figure out what to do after we shot a balloon down. But guess what? It's our sovereign airspace. We're a sovereign country. I mean, literally, in my opinion, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's like last night me and Chloe watched a movie. We watched a movie with Nicolas Cage called Left Behind. It was they're trying to reboot the series. There's only 3 under Kirk Cameron. You know, growing pains. And yet, in the end of the movie, Chloe, I've read the books, by the way, Left Behind, they're really good. Chloe, in the movie, not Chloe here, said to Nicolas Cage, "Dad, this is just the beginning," because he's looking at the city of New York on fire. That's true. It's the beginning. You sit there and you look at it, right? The news is telling you what the news wants to tell you. The news ain't telling you what you want to hear. The news is basically giving you this stuff because they can't tell you about the debt ceiling being raised. They're not telling you about other things. They're sitting there basically egging you on. They're basically sitting there. Now, if I were you, as Americans, I would get off my ass, contact your local senators and Congress people, I have already, and say, in the act of, and the rights of Americans, and in God's name that gave us this country, not to fucking turn around and allow them to threaten us with fucking nukes and get out of this. I mean, literally, it's not our war. Remember what the movie McGee and Doc said in the movie The Green Berets? He sat there and he said, "No, sir, Mr. Beckworth, it doesn't take a lead balloon to fall on me or a hit from one of these bullets." He says, "Chinese communist, Czechoslovakian communist, and yada, 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 Russian communist." He was like, "It doesn't take a communist bullet from us. It's communist domination of the world." Because they didn't understand why we were in Vietnam. Think about it. We're not in Vietnam. What we are is we're basically watching this shit hit the fan from a distance, and we can't say anything. It's like us, the citizens, saying, "This is not our war." It isn't. I mean, literally, if we just let the freaking if we stood by and let NATO tell the European Union to give them fighter planes and everything, then we're not at fault. Or I mean, think of it. Think of it. In December, special member of Congress came in. Zelensky was begging for planes and tanks and missiles. We got tanks and missiles. What's next? Zelensky's going to ask for planes. When that doesn't work, he's going to go and make his rounds again on the round circuit and say, "Oh, I need nukes." I mean, literally. I mean, think about it. I mean, this guy is basically the definition of freeloading mooch. He just got tanks from us, tanks from Europe, and missile systems and from Europe and America. Now he wants, people say, "Oh, we have to think of the Ukrainians." Really? You know what I'm thinking about? I'll tell you what I'm thinking about. If this video lasts 50 years or 100 years and YouTube survives, I'm hoping that the future generations watch my channel, think I'm an idiot, but realize that the entire country went down the toilet because, frankly, it went down the toilet because no one fucking listened. A lot of people out there don't listen. Look at one of my moderators the other day. I joked with her the other day. Scanner. "Oh, well, it's a new device. I wouldn't know what to do with it. You have someone program it for you, or I'll program it for you. In case of an emergency, you can listen to the ham bands to know what the hell's going on around the world without no power, no TV. You don't know what the hell's going on. You can buy a world band radio, but the world band radio may last 20 hours and 2 AA batteries or 4 AA batteries. You're going to use your battery supply on it? No. My opinion, we need to prep, and we need to prep now. And you guys need to prep. I'm already prepping. I just ordered some more rice and beans. Why did I order rice and beans? Because of the price. I mean, look at food costs. I want to talk about food costs and prepping for a minute. You know what the problem is with food costs? A lot of you preppers out there go to the regular stores, you buy things. A sausage rope used to be $2 a sausage rope to $2.50. Now it's $6 a sausage rope. That's over a 60% markup. They say, "Oh, well, it's the meat." Well, and it takes time to process it. Well, you don't eat processed meat then. The problem is Brother Higgins, he loves the sausages anyways. But the thing is you got to look at, the pricing. I mean, literally, the truth is, and I'll tell you what the truth is a lot of states were turned around. And what did they do? A lot of these states turned around, peeps. And you know what they did? They turned around people. And they literally, quote unquote, raised wages. Like the other day, moderator Pee Wee talked to me about McDumpers. Have you had your McDumpers today? $15 minimum wage at McDumpers, and yet the meal cost for 2 people might cost you $30 now. Think about it. Who's going to spend $80 or $60 or $30 minimum? Hold on a sec. Yeah. Who's going to spend that kind of money, peeps, for a meal out? I mean, meal outs cost money. When I went out the other day, I sent Chloe out to get some prepping supplies. When she was out, she went to give me a French dip. French dip was the nastiest thing in the freaking world. They barely freaking fire it down. Why? Because it was nasty. Now I'm looking at this week's ad, which I keep telling you guys, keep looking at the ads, And you guys sit there and say, oh, well, what am I looking for? You're looking for deals to freeze, You're looking for deals to freeze. That's it. To freeze. I mean, literally, your priority is your meats and your foods. You live longer if you get actual meats instead of, anything else, You live longer if you do that, Point is, you got to make sure you get your deals before you run out of stuff. That's the point I'm trying to make for you guys. I mean, think of it. Do I have to sit here every day doing the administrative duties for you all on YouTube while doing my own prepping work to tell you to keep on freaking prepping? I mean, literally, do I? I mean, think about it. Think about it, people. I mean, I'm here to tell you what's going on in the news and to tell you to get prepping. You guys all think that the government can just diffuse a situation when you got North Korea saying prepare for war. You got, the other day, right? Let me tell you a story, okay? The other day, it was today actually. Higgins emailed me about something, right? I don't remember what it was, it was something or other, right? And I asked him that we need to worry about this particular issue. Yes, we know the FBI is corrupt, but the thing is, think of it from Brother Higgins' point of view. He has his own worries. These little worries are trifles and small problems compared to what's coming down the pipe if we don't prep now. Yeah, so I love Higgins dearly. I really do. Okay, so this is done. This section's done. I got one more long section to do. Probably do it tomorrow and then finish up Friday. Usually I want to get some work done, but at the same time, you got to ask yourself on other issues. I got a lot of prepping to do and a lot more prepping to do, and it's only the 8th of the month, which means I got 20 days to finish a lot more stuff. So, well, I could probably finish this list again while I'm talking on Discord, but you guys get the ideas. Let me see what email came in. What is this? Oh, haha, very funny, Higgins. All right, so the bottom line is he just made a joke. Yeah, he's trying to be humorous. I like his humor. But no, the point is you guys got to get your prepping in order, your house in order. I mean, think about it. We got a Black Swan event, which reminds me, Dow Jones just closed. So Last time I checked, it was 0.061. So how far did it go this time, or did it stabilize itself? It went to 0.071. So at the closing bell at 4, apparently it stopped at a little over half a percentage point. So 0.61%. So 207 points. Okay, whatever. It's only Wednesday. So, it'll go back up. They'll be like, oh, yeah, rallied, yada, yada, yada. But the truth is there's going to be a breaking point. And right now, the breaking point ain't there because it's not summertime. It's not even springtime yet. And everyone's complaining about spring. And so let's see what Higgins said in the other email because, frankly, I'm always polite to him. Oh, yeah. So, one of the things I said to Higgins, I have a lot of intel everywhere, family and the military. I have friends, or not ex-friends. I have great friends who are boots on the ground in Poland. I got a lot of people all over. If Mother Fanny surfaces, she'd probably give me intel too, but right now, So, point is I wanted to tell you, you better get your preps in order. Use Schwann's, use the grocery stores, use Walmart, Fred Meyer, Kroger, Rallies, Fry's, whatever. Just use whatever you need to get things moving. I'm going to check Amazon real quick anyways, but Amazon ain't moving fast enough apparently when it comes to orders. I got I got cables that shipped. I ordered some cables that were shipped. So I bought a 3-foot cable. Thought I bought a no. I bought the 10-foot cable. So I bought a 10-foot cable. Yeah, cost me $4. So, anyways, my cables were shipped. They decided they were nice enough to ship me my cables, but my antennas haven't come and my other things haven't come. I'm starting to wonder what the hell's going on in the world when it comes to orders. When they say it's supposed to be delivered Friday, but they're not telling us what Friday it's supposed to be delivered. All it's saying is Friday, So currently it's still stuck in the processing. What is Amazon trying to do? I don't know. Let's check Amazon because Chloe's asked me to keep an eye on her orders. So currently I'm in Chloe's side checking on it. Good. It's shipped. So let's see here. This finally shipped. Amazing. Okay, so we want track order. And it's going by okay. UPS, it'll be here tomorrow. So it's going UPS ground because it's coming from Kent, Washington. So apparently Chloe's orders were shipped. Okay, so it's going from Kent. All right, cool. That gives me a chance to do some other issues, some other informative information. As you know, I keep these. I still am working with Higgins on journals, by the way. A journal will come in handy. So let's see. So we got this done. Got to do that still. Let's see. I need to check on something soon. Yep, there we go. So this helps me with all the orders coming in and what I got to order and so forth. That's why I keep telling you guys you need a planner. because I got more planners coming just for that. Hopefully they're bigger planners. I'm getting tired of running out of space. Okay, so today's Wednesday. So that was done. This was done today. And that's this. Yeah, so gotta get to Walmart. I'm gonna have to plan another Walmart run next week. I think next Monday. I'll talk to Chloe about that. Oh yes, today's Wednesday, so I gotta check on Safeway ad. You know. This is one of the things I use as prepping tools, people. Every week I'm planning carefully. Because this is what you guys need to do. So let's just get moving, shall we? So let's go over to Safeway and check out those ads. Because Chloe's going to Safeway tomorrow and to the Smoky shop. So you check my balance eventually too when I get my phone. Okay, so I think what I'll do. All right, so select. And then we are going to go and look at the weekly ad real quick. This will tell me exactly what I need and how to do it. Tomorrow is a shopping list. So, okay. So, you guys are probably wondering how I'm going to do this. We'll watch and learn, preppers. Okay. So, all right, so this is Walmart. This is the meat section on the top. There we go. As a prepper, I always keep a grocery list on hand. As you can see behind me on the fridge, all these lists I could use at one given time. So I do is I circle. I mark this as Safeway. This will be the best way of doing it, Safeway. Let me see, they're on sale. Go get your beef when you can. All right, so we go down the list, ribs, tails. And because it's Valentine's Day, I guess I'll do that. Pizza, skip that. Skip the chips. I don't want chips. Crown Royal. Okay. Let's see here. You got buns, cheese. Is that 2-pound cheese? Yeah, cheese. So we got dairy. Okay. We go down the list here. We're going to go look. Dude, Higgins, I'm still working. Okay, we got some brats on sale. So we go pork. See, you actually can save a lot by just getting what you need. Oh, those meatballs weren't even good. Last time Chloe brought meatballs, they sucked. Peanuts are in sale. Deli trays are in sale, like I'm doing a Valentine's thing. Let's see. All right. All right, cream cheese is on sale, so we do more. See, this is how you save money, people. You look at the weekly ads and you go weekly if you can. Almonds, like almonds. So we just put hickory smoked almonds. And then you go down the list. Jim Beam's on sale. Yeah, whiskey. There's Crown Royal, Jim Beam. Okay, so coffee, Starbucks. So you just circle here coffee. You see? Coffee. It's under beverages, I think, right? Where's the beverages? Oh, condiments, household. Just Chloe probably can get it 8. Still, candy, corns, nuts. Oh, here we go. Coffee. Okay, let's see here. See, this is why I'm writing this right now. Let's see, soups. Skip that. Can't get a deal on those. Buy one, get one free. You're only limited at one. Tomato. Oh, tomato sauce is on sale. That might be good. Let's see. That's a canned tomato sauce. And that's Prego. See? More meats. You got Wagyu beef, meat sticks. I really don't want meat sticks. I actually love those meat sticks back in the day, but you gotta conserve. See, this is a prepping thing I'm teaching you today. This is why school is still in session. You see, when I finish the ads here, then we are done. See? So, list made. This is this week's groceries. Can't get some of the stuff. It's just, etc. So, there you go. You see, the administrative duties is never, ever ending. So, get back to this work I'm doing. Hey, Higgs, what's up? Yeah. Thanks for that. You sent me an email, Minnie. Please do. Yes, I know you do. But, we haven't talked yet on the phone about the projects. I need to get on to it, So, I was planning to send you one anyways soon. Higgins helps me out every one of projects. Yeah, Higgins, you're full of crap. See, Higgins emailed me about the $1 billion. I'm gonna do Raffle Mayo. Higgins, get that. You got 10 seconds to get that internet crap off my Scrabble board. Yeah, I got to send Higgins another gift card soon. Wish someone would do these spreadsheets for me, but I know the spreadsheets I do would cost me more than $25 to do it, by the way. I know this already. So, Higgins is like, oh, you could just total them up. Yes. But the problem is these spreadsheets are already totaled. My problem is I got to get it put on paper. Then I got to open up two other spreadsheets to put these numbers in here. And then I'm done, which means I got 2 spreadsheets to do tomorrow. And then I got more to do on and then I got 72 more spreadsheets to get up to date by the 20th, which shouldn't be too long because 72 spreadsheets, I'll go through probably 1 or 2 channels for that. Now, if I have to do double it, that means I got to work on it in March, which, as you guys know, it's a real pain in the butt trying to clear it up. But you know what? I do what I can. And it also keeps my mind busy while I'm doing this for you guys because, frankly, you guys need a pep talk about prepping. If Higgins can invest in 5,000 sausage ropes, then you guys can invest in more. By the way, sausage ropes usually survive in the freezer for about 6 months. So you need to also, this isn't a pep talk for Higgins, but if you're going to If you're going to buy food, you need to label it. Buy marker, pin set, and gallon-sized Ziploc bags or freezer bags. Double bag them. And you need to literally rotate your food out as you know it needs to be eaten. You know? And so technically that's something I want to share with you all today. You know? So, but you guys got to realize we have to prep for war because our government wants us to be in war. Our government doesn't care if the elderly or the disabled don't get money. They care only for war. Yeah, think about that. Think about it. That's what I want to tell you guys. Think about it. Yeah. Because the government doesn't care about losing your benefits as long as it benefits them. So they don't care, you know, one way or the other. I mean, that's why, you know, but if it was my opinion, this wasn't totaled up at all. What the hell is wrong with this? This one didn't even get a total. I wonder why there's a problem here. I could save it actually afterwards. So there we go. See, sometimes I even make mistakes and I admit it. All right, see? So the bottom line is you preppers need to keep prepping because that's all you need to do is keep prepping. And you need to keep prepping because it's getting less and less time to prep, you know. What did Higgins do? He did a bus, an apple, school teachers, and books. I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to check for comments in case Tildor, but you guys get the idea. You know, the point is you Americans need to basically realize what's going on in the world and prep like you got a pair. Hold on a sec. So that was the fire department on our island. Apparently, some mentally ill person, you know, again, you know, they're talking about the fire department's pulled up here. Skagit, Whatcom County's near Bellingham. So I've been picking up Bellingham. Let's see what he says here. 20 minutes. Holy shit, Nugget. Holy shit, Nuggets. I watched the lame State of the Union speak last night, and Rita just blasted a good rant that was a hell of a lot better than the potato headline. Well, the thing is let's talk about that for a minute. Another rant about that, okay? Thanks, Tildor, for tuning in today. He's right, though. I mean, think of the State of the Union. Higgins emailed me like, oh, yeah, you know, and I was thinking, what? You want me to fucking watch it? No offense to Higgins. He's with us right now. You want me to watch Sarah Huckabee Sanders? The thing is, that Sarah Huckabee Sanders was a complete shitbird. She's like, we need new leadership. I watched it all, by the way. It was right after that. I watched everything on Peacock TV. I'm paying for Peacock. I might as well utilize it, right? For $10. A lot of Peacock apparently is raising their price. But anyway, let me just tell you the story. So I watched it last night. In the end, do we need new leadership? No. What we need is dipshits that aren't going to get us into fucking war. That's the thing. I mean, let me put it this way. Biden turns around and he says, if China's gonna blah, 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 you know, man thing, we're going to take action, right? He's literally saying we're going to take action against China. Well, I'm sorry to say, but if I were you, I'd basically tell the fucking truth, you son of a bitches, and tell us, quote unquote, that what you shot down was just a fucking balloon, a weather balloon, not make up some shit at Quantico about the corrupted FBI who's saying, oh, well, it was definitely a spy apparatus and they're sending it. Really? So you're now saying it, and then he turns and says, well, look at Trump. He had several of them, but he just shook it off. Yeah, maybe because he was, as some people say, he was in bed with China. I don't care if Donald Trump was in bed with China or not. What I care about is the fact that they're using Donald Trump as a scapegoat for everything. The man shouldn't be used as a fucking scapegoat for these pecker-wadded son of a bitches to turn around and say we need to give more money to fucking the mentally ill. Excuse me for 1 second. I got to use the restroom, grab some more coffee, and I'm just going to finish this paper today. But I need to do something, 2 things. Oh, yeah, Pete. Sorry about that. So I just gave her the info. She's just like, it'll go soon. So, anyways, don't worry about that. So, we all have to use the restroom from time to time. But point being is, then he says we need to get more money to mentally ill in schools and everything. The mental health system's broken. I mean, look, both parties are dipshits. Okay, both parties are dipshits. You got the Democrats voters, no offense, that sit around with their thumbs up their butt and they believe that they're entitled to abortions, or you must pass abortions, whatever, okay? We're not going to go with the abortion crap anymore, okay? That's water under the bridge. We got enough problems as is. It doesn't require abortions, okay? Then they turn around and now they're trying to suppress the transgendered people. Okay, that's fine, whatever. And yet they turn around while they're suppressing the gender people, transgendered people. People are like, oh, they're trying to suppress us people. I was born both, so I don't give a shit. What I care about is the fact of the matter is it's their body. They want a sex change, let them have it. But on no certain grounds, unless you were born both, the taxpayer should be paid for fucking this surgery. Plain and simple. I mean, literally, we got enough problems as is. We shouldn't be fucking dumping money into something that's dumb as hell. Secondly, I love to talk about this too. Secondly, Oh well, they're entitled to be anyone's entitled to be married, male to males, female to females, doesn't matter. Third, he goes on about medication caps, right? Yeah, it would be great if he capped medications at a 2,000 cap, but thing is the pharmaceutical companies want to make more money, so he wants to tax the shit out of people. Oh, Elon Musk Group didn't pay taxes. Elon Musk Group didn't pay taxes. Good for you. We don't care. You see, frankly, at this stage of the game, you got two sources you got to think about: yourself or something dumb. I mean, literally, let me put it this way. He says, the Republicans did this and did that and did this, right? Well, fine, the Republicans did all that. But you know what? Some of the Americans are sitting there saying enough's enough. But he goes on to infrastructure. Didn't talk about what he wants to fix. He just says, we're near infrastructure fix. Really? That's funny because I thought, that unless you're going to basically pass an infrastructure bill that covers everything that's broken, including our power grid that's 50, 60, 70 years old. And by the way, if we had a good infrastructure plan, we would have fucking bullet trains. But no, we got to invest in almost, $250 billion in the future for Amtrak again. And we got to update our railroads. That the taxpayers have to upgrade the railroad lines, and we let the railroad companies use it. I mean, literally. I mean, he's like, oh, I passed this and I passed that. Really. He was trying to win supporters over me. I looked at the damn speech thinking he was basically talking out his asshole. And yet people say, oh, but he's our commander-in-chief. We have to listen. Really. The only thing I care for you is the preppers to get your ass in there and your house in order. And as I said, school is still in session because the State of the Union was the most biggest blunder in the world. Who is he talking to? Was he sitting there hold on. Let me see. Where am I? Right here. Okay, cool. I'm doing something real quick. Okay. Who is he talking to? So anyways, Higgins, you can't distract me, Higgins. Higgins, you can't distract me. And let's talk about everyone sitting here going, oh, yeah, we got Kevin McCarthy. He's a badass. He was a dumbass last night. I'm sitting there going, I mean, let me put it to you this way. If Higgins was Speaker of the House, Higgins would be doing the same faces as McCarthy. I hope no one smelled it. I smelt it. I dealt it. The way Kevin McCarthy was making faces last night was literally like he was basically shitting himself for his fucking, Thing is, Biden comes out and says the State of the Union is stronger. No, the preppers' State of the Union is stronger. The fucking rest of you peckerwoods out there think the government's going to bail you out. I mean, literally. I mean, you got all these people out. The county got more money. The state got more money. We can help with mental health. Really? And yet they don't. All they want to do is give you meds. Give you meds. Yeah. And a lot of you people out there wonder what the hell's going on in the world. Think about it, people. Think about it. You sit around and you see what he's doing. He's like, talking about this, and then he talks about weapons of war. Weapons of war need to be banned. Really, assault weapons banned. Well, let's talk about that for a minute. Well, let's literally break down assault weapons, okay? What he classifies as an assault weapon, some hilljack in Kentucky or Texas think of it as self-defense. And yet, You know, they walked into the school, they shot up 20 kids in Uvalde. We need to ban them. Really? What we need to ban is shitbirds that don't fucking listen. I mean, literally. Think of it. Let me tell you a stupid thing about the fucking government, okay? The government turns around and tells you you have to have censorship on YouTube. Kids watch channels. Well, my channels don't. Then the damn shitbirds turn around and say, well, if you say this, we censor part of that video or we take it off the air. And then they say other things. I mean, literally, I don't get paid, okay? The other day I was arguing with Higgins. Higgins was talking about something one of the other preppers said, right? The thing is I said this to Higgins out of love. I said, I'm kind of tough on tough love too, but I said to Higgins specifically, the guy's there to make a living. That's all he does. He sits there and he posts. Hold on one second. He posts this stuff to make a living.
I'm going to. Yeah, I can get that.
By the way, King's has steaks on sale.
I have the phone, yes.
Cut today, not yesterday.
Okay.
Maybe we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Got your letter?
No. What's it say, anyways?
It says basically to contact me if she has any questions, and it's a work under 10. Yeah. Huh?
I'm on the wait list, but I'm not sure how you do that.
Have faith. So then, anyways, sorry about that, peeps. So then, anyways, what was I saying? You were saying how cute I am. Yeah. But I'll give you one. Then you go and lay down until Chloe gets back. Maybe she can convince her to buy a bag. Yeah, maybe. I got a bucket of food coming for you. There's a doggy treats. Your food bags haven't come in yet. That's the other thing. I ordered. See, that's the other thing. As a prepper, you got to listen to me carefully because school's still in session. One of the things you got to think about when you do these prepping things is what's going on in the damn world. Think of it this way. You order something. Let's just say you're like Zoe. Lives in New York City. And all of a sudden, you live in New York City, right? You order something. Sometimes it takes a day. Sometimes it takes 2 days. Sometimes it takes 3 days, but she gets theirs faster. You order something from my point of the world, and it feels like it's going by Pony Express. You see, the problem is the American people don't realize that the rural communities are getting shit on because the government wants everyone to move into the cities because that's how they can get away with doing what they're doing. Now, remember we were talking about gun control, right? The secret is they want to say ban the assault weapon, right? What if they classify me? Let's just say it this way. Higgins walking down the street one day, right? He's walking down the street. Sorry, Higgins. Got to use you as an example. You're here. And he gets assaulted by a butter knife. Let's just say someone magically cuts the jugular or something, right? With a butter knife. He gets to the hospital. They sew him up. They do whatever. But he was assaulted with a butter knife. All of a sudden, the government says, oh, we're going to ban butter knives. Then what do you use for your freaking butter? We'll make it so you can use plasticware. Higgins is probably laughing his ass off when I say that. So then they're making more money contaminating our garbages unless you can recycle them, which means we rinse they say, oh, it's mandatory. You rinse the food forks and you dump them in the recycling bin. So, so they can reuse the plastic that was used for your forks. Then what? You're standing around and you're laughing your ass off because you have to now rinse it, recycle it after you use it because they don't trust you with a freaking butter knife. You see, this is how bad the government's getting people. And the government wants this great reset so they can control everything you freaking do. Think about it. Government turns around and says, oh, we need to do this or we need to do that, right? I would be like, I don't think so. I would be like, I don't think so. Because I frankly think it's a bunch of BS. Literally, think about it. And that is the truth. There's a fire call. Higgins is probably sitting here watching, listening, going, what? I got to call him after I get done with this rant. It's not about him, but, the thing is, he's got a legitimate gripe when it comes to the FBI, but I have a legitimate gripe that, unless this has anything to do with what's going on in the world, I love Higgins dearly, that we have to focus on what's more important. You see, the prize is staying alive, people. The prize ain't worrying about what the FBI is doing. The FBI might go bye-bye if we have nuclear war. So then what do you worry about? Nothing. You don't worry about the FBI. They might go bye-bye if nuclear war happens. What you think about is, the FBI went bye-bye because of nuclear war. That's the thing. You got to look at it. Let me put it this way. Let me put it to you this way. Let me put it this way. What happens if war happens? You say, oh, well, we lose a lot. Yeah. But think about it. If nuclear war happens, we're not just losing citizens on our end. Everyone in the country is losing. That means Higgins wakes up one morning and the nuclear radiation is levels where he can go outside again, right? Let's just say he survives it like me. And there's no communications, but there is the mail service and a few other things. It's just everything's slow. Picture it this way. He turns around and he's been told there is no FBI. Oh, yeah, no FBI, I'm Higgins, yeah. No IRS. Oh, no more taxes. Woot, woot, woot. But then the federal government says, oh, well, the states can still delegate taxes. So then Higgins is stuck paying state tax, which he might not have any money for because, But, I love all of you anyway to look at it. So my point is you guys got to look at it from my point of view. My point of view is, what do you do? Nothing. Another fire call. Hey, Mom, what are you doing? And the bed. What are those things, Mom? Those are your toys. Those are your new items like Mom gave you. Dog food and dog snacks and everything else here. I mean, you got treats, dog cans and food, paste, more food, munchies, cookies, everything else. Food dog and food bank. You haven't been there in so long. They decided to give you cutie pie everything you need. They gave you new harness, new collar, a new bowl, new foods, cookies, you name it. A little pumpkin. So basically, think about it this way. I'm going to check my comments real quick again. But think about it this way. School is still in session. Think about it. The American people are seeing that Biden can't even get his head out of a brown paper bag. And yet, what's going on? What's going on is the American people Yeah, the State of the Union literally is saying give more money to broken programs. Plain and simple. He didn't address anything. He go work across the aisle. Really? They're working across the aisle secretly in between. Yes, Tildor's been commenting on videos, Higgins, if you didn't know. And that is why I was checking Tildor's comments because he never posts live for whatever reason. I think it's because he thinks we may be mean. basically the point I'm trying to make for you all is what to do with the future. And that is very hard. Higgins, I'm going to say something I'm not going to like to say, but sometimes I think you're full of crap because I watched the whole damn thing and he was freaking being yelled at, being called a liar, which Speaker McCarthy was literally trying to stay away from that. They said it, that he was trying to hope they didn't have any problems. So basically last night, he was basically attacked while trying to give a State of the Union address. And that, in my opinion, was, even though I don't like the Commander-in-Chief or the Democratic or Republican parties, that was, in my opinion, was just downright rude. So if you support a rude MAGA party that wants to basically sit there and dish it out during the State of the Union address, then we got a problem because, frankly, he's there to do his job. He's not there to basically be belittled and called a liar. I mean, literally, we all know, including my moderating team knows, that they're trying to take away Social Security. They're just hiding it from people so they can get the votes for the elderly. Thing is, the elderly would vote for a free gallon of milk if they knew it was that benefit them for the free gallon of milk. The problem is these elderly people are in panic right now. What the government's doing to each other is playing on fears. A lot of people sit there and say, what's going to happen, boss? I don't know. That's the truth. Truth scares me even more it scares everyone else. Think about it. The truth hurts. The truth hurts. Truth hurts. Hurts to no end. Truth hurts to no end. Truth hurts. And that's the problem. Is the old man was doing his job, and yet someone had to interrupt him. And that is why it went for 1 hour and 16 minutes, because he was talking to a fucking wall. I couldn't believe how many times he was talking to a freaking wall. I mean, literally, how long does this fucking take to watch some old geezer talk to the wall? I mean, literally. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't say, for crying out loud, man. Instead, he was like talking to a ghost or whatever, you know. I mean, literally, it looked like he was freaking losing his damn mind. I agree. He's losing his mind, Uncle Magoo. But still, the point is, we could have had that State of the Union done faster. And then, you know, you had Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I don't support Sarah Huckabee Sanders. I don't support any dipshit that literally turns around and is crippling this country to no end. That's the truth. This country is going down the shitter because basically you got these politicians think they know what's best. They don't know what's best. You only know what's best. But every person in this country gets a voice. Just a vote. That's it. You're voting for them to make laws for you. That's the thing. And they think it's okay to take away government benefits and give it to the freaking illegals because the illegals are misplaced because they escaped from a tyrant and dictator. We shouldn't be supporting these freeloading bums. And then Biden turns around and says, Americans need fast internet in rural communities. We need to give it to them. Yeah, give it to them at Higgins' taxpayers' expense, Fannie's taxpayer expense, my taxpayers' expense, Dinky and Corey's taxpayers' expense, Zoe's, Pee-wee's. I mean, that's just wrong, you know. I mean, remember what I said earlier in schools in session. The phones were, back then, the lifeline was $15. They also had a special cable program for people on disability. It was $13 a month for basic cable. Basic. You got the basic channels, and that was all you needed. But instead, look what happens. The American people turn around and wanted more. So eventually, the companies found out they couldn't provide cable because eventually the cable companies went under because of the freaking satellite. Then the elderly wanted the same deal, and the government said no. So in the end, the government didn't give them any deals on their freaking TV. So eventually, people started utilizing things like YouTube and everything else. I mean, the elderly are getting poorer and poorer, while the rich get richer and richer, and then they just buy up cable companies, streaming services, and merge them. Eventually, there's not going to be anything left to merge when this country goes down the shitter. No one's going to be buying anything. I mean, literally, this is why I keep telling you people to be frugal. I mean, if Brother Higgins frugal, then you guys can be frugal, you know. I mean, in the world, you got to basically ask yourself a lot of crap. And that crap is what's going to happen in the future. That future is, are you going to sit around? I hope the government's going to bail you out because that's what the government does. Oh, the government's going to give us another stimulus. Really? When that news comes on the wire, I'll be the first to give it to you. But I haven't seen anything in stimulus. All I'm seeing is other things, you know, government basically, you know. I mean, literally. Look at what they're doing to this country. They're making this country to the point where a judge says it's unconstitutional to allow a pothead to own a gun. It's unconstitutional for a wife beater to take their guns away. I mean, literally, we're going down a rabbit hole of, you know, massive blood and explosions and everything else. Now, the government, they're saying it's wrong. The judges, now there's a judge thing going saying it might be wrong to give abortion meds in 50 states. Oh, well, you know, that's news. And again, why are they saying this news? I'll tell you, because they can't tell you the fucking truth of what's going on in Ukraine. They can't tell you the truth of the negotiations of the debt ceiling. They can't raise the debt ceiling. They're giving you news on Ukraine. They're giving you news that they don't want you to know. I get back channel news and I have to cross-check it with other channels to come up with the right answer. Like last night, North Korea is literally wanting to go to war with America, and they'll back China and Russia. Ukraine is basically asking for airplanes now. They got half their wish. They're being trained for airplanes. Let Ukraine basically be Ukraine and the United Kingdom and anyone else giving them airplanes to be targeted. Leave us alone. We don't have the money to give them airplanes. But, you know, old Sleepy Joe's going to give it to them anyways, because that's what Sleepy Joe does. Because when some country like the King of England and the Prime Minister of England does this, then we have to follow suit, which means we get a target on our back. This is why I keep telling you guys to prep. There's not going to be anything left in this country if you don't prep. There might not be anyone around at the end of the thing. Oh, email came in from my Congress friend. Let's see what he says. Mm-hmm. So my friend emailed me and he says, I am really trying to defend our country and defend what's going on our rights in our backyard. Lead through policy to safeguard our national security. Yeah, the national security of the Biden administration is we need Ukraine's grain because we can't make it. Defend our farmland. Yes, that's good. But how can you defend the farmland when they're making soybeans mostly? Rebuild our national food supply chains. Yes, if we had the farmers making things. But the fertilizer and the things that they're growing doesn't match what Americans use. We have to import it all. Stand up for human rights, amen, and protect American sovereignty. Yes, there you go. So basically, he's saying this. He's trying to pass bills to dissolve Communist Party owning, what do you call it? Owning Chinese land. Doesn't that worry you that China owns $2 billion of our farmland? I mean, literally, why are we selling China our farmlands? Think about it. Because China wants to do it. I saw a report the other day that China wants to back Russia up in the war. And in return, Russia gives them Siberia because it's got clean water, because the Chinese destroyed their water sources. I mean, literally, can you believe that? I mean, you cannot believe that, they have their own agenda. I mean, think of it. They're sending scout balloons to every country in the fucking world. For what reason? They're scouting out because China wants to fucking mass produce population of people, but they can't do it until they fucking get rid of us so they can have the land. But about half or 3/4 of a billion people is going to be fucking wiped out. Let me tell you what happens if that happens. There's going to be one government, one world, and one currency. And it ain't going to be our currency because we're going to be all toasted and gone while we're dealing with the after effect. Think about it. Americans need to wake up now. I mean, Donald Trump was a better president, but Biden is not. Donald Trump, in my opinion, there's a few things I would have changed, but that's water under the bridge. What we need to focus on right now is what's going to happen to American sovereignty. Because frankly, think of it this way. American situations is getting bad. And by the way, because I'm still talking to you guys, I almost got this done. So that leaves the spreadsheets to do tomorrow, which will probably take 30 minutes. And then I can start with the next project, which is great. But I'm almost done. So, which means I just open up 2 spreadsheets tomorrow. You see, the American people need to realize that as a prepper, your job is the prep. Your job ain't to freaking sit there and stick your thumb up your butts and basically hope the government's going to bail. Even Higgins is smart enough to know the government ain't going to bail him out. Higgins is the smartest guy I know. And that's a compliment. I mean, I emailed him last night saying my computer Windows was loading a blue screen up again, and it took 10 minutes. It was like, didn't even say, do you want to finish setting Windows up? No, it's just taking too long. So I emailed him. Why? Because he's the smartest guy I know. But at the same time, sometimes we don't see eye to eye on our priorities. But my priorities currently is to get you guys prepped before anything else happens in this damn world. Whereas it could be the end for all we know. I mean, the fall of America could be closing in on itself because we don't have the self-ability to sustain ourselves because we're importing everything. All these fucking previous presidents made deals, ratifying treaties and stuff, so we were buying crap from other countries and not letting our own people work. Plus the fact that the previous presidents thought it would be better to bring in our goods from China because it'd be less money earned for the American workers. Okay, so now I just opened 2 spreadsheets up. I'll open this one first. And then this one, which is the other one. Perfect. So then all I do is I total them up tomorrow, unless I do it today. The government doesn't care about lawsuits, Higgins. That's the problem. The government doesn't care because you know what happened during the Vietnam War, Higgins? I'll tell you what happened. The government basically tapped into it to pay the Vietnam War. Didn't you know that? They didn't care. They got into the trust fund. We had to put a lock on it since then. But the American people, even the elderly and other people, have told me time and time again that the Vietnam War is funded by Social Security payments. 1965, Medicare took office. Since then, they want to cut another social program. They don't want, let me put it this way for all you viewers out there. Okay, let me get my briefcase real quick. So tomorrow's work's going to be done by projects. So what I got to do then tomorrow is take away Social Security, government doesn't give a shit. Why don't you go frickin' look at fucking Tildor's comments? He's probably the only God-gifted commenter that we have that's telling the fucking truth. Besides me, the teacher, truth is, you guys got to get your head out of your ass and realize the fucking government is not going to bail you shitbirds out. What they're doing is literally stating the facts. And the facts are, they're going to screw you over left and right. And they will too. They're literally sitting there saying we're not going to cut Social Security. But in the end, I mean, literally, the Republican Party is fracturing itself day in and day out. I mean, think of it. How would Americans or independents view the State of the Union if they watched it? They'd be like, oh, look, McCarthy looking like he's got a damn take a shit while sitting behind that chair. And yet, the Republican Party did not even get up and clap when the Republican Party, unless they felt it was something that Trump was talking about. I don't know. Higgins emailed me again. I don't know. What is this exactly? How is... Nah. See, Higgins emails me, right? Let me look. Well, it's not blue, so Higgins scanned me something, right? Let me look at it. Oh, yeah, it's blue. Let me look. What year is it? Okay. Okay. So I'm going to send this to Higgins. Because, you know. Here you go, Higgs. Enjoy. The bosses did your research yet again. So Higgins emails me, right? He asked me, because the other day he was asking about money, right? I think he really wants a scanner, right? Love Higgins dearly. And yet he asked me, his silver certificate is only worth about $1.50, $1.50. Only worth around $1.50 each. Now, yeah, there is ones that are worth like $500, but you gotta basically find it, you know. If it's in very fine condition, it might be worth $3.75. Yeah. So there you go. So $1.50 about, give or take. So, you know, Higgins says if they take away Social Security, there would not be a massive lawsuit, because you know why the government would not be sued? I'll tell you why. Even Tildor is smart enough to know this. If they don't raise the debt ceiling, they're just going to come for, they're going to take, Yellen said she'll have to make a decision, pay the bondholders their interest for our debt. that they're paying for or pay Social Security. They're going to basically cut Social Security out and say until the debt ceiling's raised, we're paying the bondholders. So the government would have to switch everyone over to SSI, which wouldn't be good because SSI comes from the general fund. Yet SSI payments would be stopped, veterans benefits would stop, VA benefits would be stopped, Social Security payments would be stopped, survivors retirement, disability, SSI, veterans, free cell phone, free internet, free water, garbage, sewer. It would all be stopped to pay the bondholders. The government would basically pay the bondholders and not do it. Why do you think the government is turning around people and wanting to get rid of the freeloading hobos off of the free phone service? I mean, literally, they're basically trying to kill off the elderly. So the less the elderly's on it, the more likely they could turn around and may reduce Social Security. So it's a privatization, which you pay into, and that's it. So if you don't pay into it, you don't get any of your retirement when the time comes. You see, they want to make it harder for you, and they want you to work till you're 78 to 82. So the bottom line is, think of it from that point of view. Americans need to realize that this is what the government's trying to fucking do. And yet you guys sit there and say, oh, well, So yesterday's coffee time for Rita had some great comments. I want to read you them for a minute while I get some coffee or something. Holy shit nuggets. I watched the lame State of the Union speak last night. Rita just blasted a good rant that was hell of a lot better than Potato Heads. Good work, teacher. Well, the problem is the fleet admiral here had to. I mean, think of it. He wants to give a fucking money to a broken system. I mean, it's not going to do. Let me put it this way. It'd be like me taking $1 trillion and giving it to Higgins and trying to basically put a Band-Aid on a problem. That's all they're doing is they're putting a Band-Aid on the problem. That's it. I have come to here to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm out of bubble. Prep like your ass is on fire, period. School's in session, okay? When you hear the sound of the whistle, you march the line. When I say jump, you say how high. School is now in session, my fellow preppers. Prep, prep, prep. It's the truth. The thing is, look what's going on in the American people. The American people need to realize that unless you get off your lazy ass, you're going to cripple the country. Higgins says, oh, the government would be sued. Really? The government wouldn't be sued. How do you sue a government that doesn't have any fucking money, huh? What are they going to do? What are they going to do to basically pay your salary on an SSI or whatever when they can't even pay me? You see me going to sue? No, that's why you prep. You prep and you wait the storm out. You see, he says if they take away SSI and Medicare that the government would be sued. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't be sued because they can't be sued if there's no money to give them. The government could go completely bankrupt, and then they don't have to pay Higgins, myself, Pee Wee, Zoe. I don't think Zoe's on any benefits. Any of our fellow preppers a dime. Hell, they might just tell Tildor to crawl in a hole and die because they can't pay him for his crops if he's a farmer. My fellow Americans, the state of the prepping union is strong. It is. It's stronger than the regular State of the Union because the State of the Union is literally divide and conquer. Prep like shit. Rita for Teacher of the Year on prepping. Swing for the fences and rant like hell. I am ranting. Okay, peeps, keep your head on a swivel. The blue wave isn't going to save you this time. He's right. Even if you had a fucking blue wave, the damn country's going to go down the shitter. I mean, literally, you got two parties basically duking it out for full supremacy. You got one party wanting to suppress the African Americans, the Latinos, and wanting to make baby poppy. One of my moderators told me on the phone that, no, it wasn't Higgins, that it doesn't matter if abortions are banned. African Americans are told you can't have a baby. They'll pop out 20 and say, okay, the government's the baby's daddy because I was told I could pop out 20 children. Keep prepping and swing for the fences. Being a lead commentator and teacher's pet isn't easy, but I'm the right guy for the job. School's in session. Sorry to say, but Zoe's got that one, you know. But the problem is, look what I'm saying. Literally, I got more comments to read. Look at what the truth is. The truth's in the pudding. The truth nugget is he's telling the truth. If you guys don't prep for the Black Swan nuclear war or anything else, you're not going to have anything to prep for. You're going to sit there and be like, oh, Uncle Sam's going to take care of us. But if we go bankrupt, even Higgins' money is not safe. That's the whole damn point. I wish you had been the lucky Powerball. You're going to burn the gears out of the Atari. No. I didn't play it last night. If you don't give it a break. I don't want to provoke the bear cub. Sorry, I'm not a bear cub. I'm a full polar bear, and I swipe at ducks and badgers, and I still can't figure what you are, Tildor. Maybe the annoying anteater. Yeah. School's in session, so let it rip. Clock is ticking. He's right about everything. I'm not a bear cub. I am the freaking ferocious polar bear. But look, he's telling the truth. Clock is ticking. Do you guys want to waste your time hoping the government comes up with something? The Black Swan is flapping its wings. Soon it will be airborne. Prepare because time's running out. He's telling the truth. That goes with the freaking other things. I can't wait for the Valentine special with Rita and Zoe. The tail will be wagging the dog. Sit back and enjoy the show, Higgins. Higgins makes some popcorn. Maybe Zoe will give us a glimpse into her new book. Not going to happen there in the book, but Higgins does make some popcorn. Okay, peeps, it's time to quit pussyfooting around. It's prep time. That's what I keep telling you guys. I don't want to have to force feed you shitbirds dirt and grass while I'm eating T-bone. Yeah, well, T-bones rib steaks are on sale this week, so I'm going to get some rib steak. Get your ass out of gear and start and prep like you have a pair. School is in session. I'll give up my beer when you pry it from my dead cold hand. School is in session, so don't let the door hit you in the ass. Prep like you're downing a cold beer. As lead commentator, when I say jump, you say hi. Actually, I'm the one that says jump, and I've already did it so many times. Keep on executive order. Prep like you have a pair of people. This ain't kindergarten. Exactly. You guys are standing around not prepping. I'll tell you guys another story. Rita knocked it out of the park. Great rant. I would like to say as lead commentator, if you want to bark with the big dogs, you got to quit pissing with the puppies. Now prep like you have a pair. School is in session. I'm holding the wooden spoon. Come on, peeps. It's not the time to pump the brakes. Ply hap. Think about it. Tildor's telling the truth. I mean, you guys can't pump the brakes now. You must literally, swipe left, duck. I didn't swipe at the duck. Hey, Zoe, what's up? Good to see you here. We're having a rant today about the State of the Union. Hey, boo-boo. That thing filled up already. Point is you guys need to realize that as a prepper, you guys got to prep. Now, like, remember what I said in the beginning of this video, which is 2 hours and 19 minutes today. Do you guys need to prep like you got a pair? That means you got to do your job. And your job is going to be hard. You have to start prepping. I can't spoon feed you. I mean, look, Prepper Zoe already checked on peanut butter. and protein shakes and protein powder, powdered butter, and powdered peanut butter. She tested it. Pretty good, her opinion. So to me, that says right there, I may not buy any, but it doesn't mean I can't recommend it for you guys who wants to put in your prepping thing. Rant on, Queen, great show too. Are you on break, by the way, Zoe? From New York. It's Zoe. You know, Higgins, of course, emailed me about the silver dollar certificate. It's only worth about $1.50. Yeah, from 1957, only gained 50 cents from 1950, you know. Anyways, got some of my work done today. Got the shopping list written for tomorrow. Apparently, there's not much. I got to go through Safeway, you know. Yeah, you see, Zoe even said so. Powdered is powdered, you know. But my point is, everyone, you need to prep like you got a pair. You can't sit around and sit on your butt because, you know, we can't keep spoon feeding you milk. You need the solid stuff. I've given you the solid food for so long that you're not listening. I mean, literally. What's today, the 8th? Yes. Hello, I'm Zoe from New York. Live from New York, it's Zoe. You can show the cans if you want. I'd have to download it, Princess, with your other cans. I really didn't want to download your picture because, frankly, the problem with me downloading your picture is the fact that, well, I'll do it anyways. But anyways, the point is if I do it for you, Princess, the problem with it is, yeah, I call her Princess, is that when you download something, you look at it and you think it's funny. But truth of the matter is, even though it is funny, just go to photo, you turd nuggets. I hate when it's like, do you want to open it up with this app or that? Okay, so it's loading. So basically, I didn't want to show the picture, you know, but Zoe says go for it. The problem is it's by Augustin Farms. My problem with Zoe, let's just go bigger. Can we get this bigger? Okay. There we go. Is the fact that I'm sharing this with you because she said go ahead is her pantry looks kind of small, and I don't want Zoe to tell me I look like an idiot. Here you go. So there it is. I zoomed in for you guys. So problem is this is Zoe's pantry. You see she's got Domino's, she's got some Argo, she's got some powdered sugar, some more Argo, carnations, peanut butter powder, and butter powder. So, you know, as a prepper, when you're prepping, you need to prep for at least 6 months to a year. That's what I'm telling you guys to 6 months to a year. Unfortunately, as you can see, I know Zoe's one person. I'm not trying to pick on the duck. I really am not. I'm just saying this is literally, you know, not disturbing. It's her business. You know, I have many cabinets. Yeah, well, you know, see, she doesn't tell me that. She's just like, and you're like, that's all your preps. You got a problem. You know, this is why Tildor gets, you know, honestly, I think gets on your guys' ass because he's literally saying, look, I'm the teacher's pet, not Zoe. I don't see Zoe actually questioning about the teacher's pet in the live comments. I know she's going to. But he's like, I'm the teacher's pet. And because I'm the teacher's pet, you know, that, you know, I'm the right person for the job. The thing is being the right person for the job is one thing. But as a prepper, you got to ask yourself, when are you literally going around to fix things? And that is, you guys got to listen to me. Teacher's pet, Zoe. Zoe doesn't sit there and say, prep like you got a pair. No, Zoe's saying other issues. I mean, you want me to share with one of his comments. I actually am going to cut and paste this because I think it's funny. Here you go. See, this is what Tildor said, okay? Oh, yeah, let me close Zoe's picture out so I don't have RAM taking up. And I'm going to close this up temporarily until Zoe tells me to get off the channel, right? I want to share this with you. This is what he said. Tildor said this. I'm the right guy for the right job. See, I am the teacher's pet. This is from Tildor. He is the teacher's pet. I have many cabinets, 4 views. Yes, 4 views. I haven't checked my content. I can, though. Let's see. I'm going to share with you some of it. So it says here live, okay? So it says currently we have 20 views, 2 likes, and 2 live views. Currently we had the maximum of 8. So it's not bad, but Tildor's got some comments I want to share with you. This is what Tildor said an hour ago. He said this, first of all. He said, okay, peeps, keep your head on a swivel. The blue wave isn't going to save you. Keep prepping and swing the fences. It isn't easy, but I'm the right guy for the job. School is in session. Then he writes, holy shit nugget. I watched the lame State of the Union speak last night, and Rita just blasted a good rant that was one hell of a lot better than Potato Heads last night. Good work, teacher. Well, I had to. I mean, the guy wants to give money to a broken mental system. Here you go. Another one. I have come here to kick ass, chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of bubble. Prep like your lass is on fire. Wooden spoon, whatever. So I get the wooden spoon part. Okay, so I got an email that just came in. Yeah, so what do you want me to do for that, Higgins? Hold on, I gotta send Higgins a message. He's doing his Higgins thing. Higgins emails me about the Eisenhower dollars. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys an advice. Okay, let me give you a bit of advice. Okay, Higgins is like a lost child at times. Okay, he asked me about the Eisenhower dollars, right? And here's another Tildor thing, right? I'm gonna give you some comments that he shared. This one's pretty funny too, which is, when you hear the sound of the whistle, you march the line. When I say jump, you say how high. School is now in session, my fellow preppers. Exactly. That's the thing. It is in session. We're still in session. We're not leaving session yet, you know. Higgins turns around and he emails me about a coin, right? It's worth 11 grand. So I said, well, if you have an 11 grand coin, sell it in prep. Otherwise, it's, So then Tildor says this, right? My fellow Americans, the state of our prepping union is strong. It is when people listen. When people listen, because people need to listen. Oh yeah, beer and schools and such. See, this is why I'm doing this, because I'm curious about it. I can't read the small text. Kisses and beers is what he said. He says, Black Swan, prep like shit. Rita for teacher of the year on prepping, kiss, beer, kiss, swing for the fences and rant like hell. Well, I am ranting like hell. The problem is you guys need to basically, Then he says I'm a bear cub, which I'm not a bear cub. I'm actually a polar bear mama. Let me see. Right here. Let's see. He says, one day ago, wish you had been lucky the Powerball winner. You're going to burn the gears out of the Atari contraption. It's a Nintendo Switch. I haven't played it 24 hours. If you can't give it a break, I don't want to provoke the bear cub, but prepping should be your homework. I do more prepping than anyone, and yet everyone thinks I'm lazy. School is in session, so let it rip. Clock is ticking. You see, thing is this is the stuff that's going on. The black swan is flapping its wings. Soon it will be airborne. Prep, because time is running out. And he's got a shocked look on his face. Yeah. He says something about wag the tail. I'll post this. There's some more. But these comments need to be addressed on video. This one. Can't wait for the Valentine's special with Rita and Zoe. The tail will be wagging the dog. Sit back, enjoy the show. Higgins, make some popcorn. Maybe Zoe will give us. Nope. She's not going to be giving you a glimpse into her book. Sorry to say. See, I'm sharing these with you because it's time for me to share with you some of these. I got 2 more to share with you. Okay, peeps, it's time to quit pussyfooting around. It's prep time. I don't want to have to force you shitbirds dirt and grass while I'm eating a T-bone. Get your ass out of second gear and prep like you have a pair. School is in session. Yeah, see? All right. Two days ago, I'll give up my beer when you pry from my cold dead hands. Ding, school is in session, so don't let the door hit you in the ass. Prep like you're downing a cold beer. As lead commentator, when I say jump, you say how high. This ain't kindergarten. And then the last one. What, lazy? Oh, well, I'll share that in a minute with you. Rita knocked it out of the park. Great rant. I would like to say as lead commentator, if you want to bark with the big dogs, you got to quit pissing with the puppies. Now prep like you have a pair. School's in session and I'm holding the wooden spoon. Come on, peeps. It's not time to pump the brakes. There you go. Yes, we're all saying lazy. I mean, look, I just gave you, Thing is you people need to quit being freaking lazy, which reminds me, I need to keep an eye on my phone because Chloe's supposed to be calling me in approximately. Well, everyone, this is a new news article. Disney just cut 7,000 workers globally. So, yeah, I'm saying the truth, Higgins, about being lazy, So, anyways. Anyways, let's get back to what's going on here. So the United Kingdom, once again, I want to rephrase this, said if the any Western worlds give them airplanes, where our UK is already going to train them in airplane fighting, that they're going to turn around and send out, quote unquote, let me just give you this. And the Russian embassy in London warned the United Kingdom against provoking United but fighters, saying such a move would have military political ramifications for the whole world. Then we have I would like to remind officials in London such a scenario is a bloody harvest of the next wave of escalation, as well as the resulting military political ramifications in European continent of the entire world. Continent and entire world. Should weigh heavy on his conscience. Yeah, they're threatening nukes right there. See, this is one of the things I was posting today. Right there. Ramification of the world. And I'm not done. I got one more to post for you. Bloody harvest of the next wave of escalation. See, I'm doing this in sections so you guys can see it. Escalation. I sent this to Higgins, Escalation as well as the result of military and political ramification, the European should weigh heavily on the conscience. As well as the resulting military and political ramification for the European continent and the entire world should weigh heavy on its conscience. Yeah. There you go. Think about it, peeps. There you go, peeps. What are you going to do about it? There you go. Plain and simple. Anyways, I've given you guys enough to think about, I think. This here, as I already explained, Higgins thing. So, for the rest of you out there, it's long and gone, and I got things to do today, so I want to get moving. So, I got to see how much my battery's at with Google Voice. It should call Higgins. Higgins, stand by for me to call you. You're probably munching on a burrito or something, aren't you? Get that over with. So, we'll talk about scanners for a bit. And I'll finish up this work I got. I want to get to gaming sometime today. I haven't done it yesterday. I've been working so much. The problem is we don't need to basically be at loggerheads with each other. Not you preppers, not me and Higgins, not me and Zoe, not me and Fanny, not me and Pee Wee, none. You're doing jumping jacks. I want to post this. See, I can can be ornery too when it comes to that. There, biscuit. So I'm gonna call Higgins. I'm gonna get this project done. Actually, I said I'd do it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday. That gives me a chance to get some other stuff done too. We'll figure out where we stand. Because I've done enough last, whatever. I will be reviewing. Oh, yes, I need to put that in the planner before I call Higgins. I will be reviewing. Let me check my Amazon thing real quick because I know I got some reviews coming in. So let me see here. Orders. I will be reviewing a USB cable. Yes, I know that's going to be dumb, but still. So that will be Saturday. So let me just put that in. Actually, yeah, I got room to review. And then the following week, so all right, so guess that's it. Guess I'm done. I'll go check on the other things. So, um, so have a nice night, everyone. I've done this for almost 3 hours. Shouldn't be too long, but there you have it. My rants, my raves. Please add, subscribe. Please post comments, leave feedback, suggestions, like, subscribe button. Souls of fun for your family, including your dogs, cats, bunnies, your service dogs, your service bunnies. Hit the bell notification, thumbs up button, subscribe button. Keep the comments nice is all we ask, and God bless you in everything you do. School is out of session. If you like my content, my channel, please donate if you wish. You can find all about the About Me page and my About Me page on YouTube. Thank you, and God bless you in everything you do.